This movie tells a story about Ellie Conway, a spy novelist who is drawn into the real world of espionage when the plot of her books get a little too close to the activities of a sinister underground syndicate. First of all, the story of this movie is really weak. It's really annoying, especially since the runtime is 139 minutes. It really feels overly long and very slow, especially during the first half. It fails to become the entertaining escape it could have been, as it feels like a chore, a slog through painful gags and forced charisma. Nothing about this movie is original, as it borrows liberally from other spy movies, refusing to craft any sense of originality. Even the big twist is visible from miles away. The film is delving into the convoluted identity of the real agent Argylle for an absolutely unbearable 2 hours and 19 minutes. The script is excessively repetitive and wordy with the exposition and themes. The movie doesn't bother with any show do not tell visual storytelling. The stakes are not that high because you are not sure what's fictional and what's real, and the story leads you to assume much of what Ellie is experiencing is all just fantasy. The real world should feel more real than the fiction, and nothing about this movie feels even remotely grounded. Ellie's character is not convincing as a down-to-earth novelist and hopeless romantic, nor is she believable as a hapless innocent dragged into a high-stakes game of espionage. When she vacillates between these identities, which also shift in and out of reality and fantasy, it hardly matters which role is more authentic. It's difficult to care about the success or failures of the protagonist when it's been shown that visual information is not always factual. Both main characters do not really have a lot of chemistry, something that becomes a problem when the plot starts to fixate on the opposites attract romance. The movie really embraces outlandish action scenes, however, it really lacks the jaw-dropping practical stunts and real tension. It prefers to use some typical gimmicks in its action scenes so many times throughout the film that it aggravates more than it delights. Visually, the movie looks flimsy and cheap. The plot sends characters all over the world, but the only place it looks like anyone went was a green screen stage with a lot of digitally rendered locations. Everything feels phony, right down to the cat. The cat appears to be an entirely CGI creation from beginning to end. Overall, this movie is such a waste of time. We do not recommend this movie at all.